everybody, welcome back to my channel. Hello. If you are new here, welcome and thank you for coming and watching my video. If you are, I would say an oldie, but I haven't been doing this for very long, so if you've come back and you've watched a video before and you think, do you know what, I kind of like what she waffles on about, then welcome back. My name is Teresa. I am a mum of one, soon to be two, and I do vlogs all about plus size things, plus size pregnancy at the moment, being a plus size mum, and just lots of random mum things. So this video, I thought it would be really interesting to let you guys know how different my journey has been pregnancy wise this time compared to last time. So I was pregnant with Holly 3 years ago, almost exactly 3 years ago actually. I think I felt pregnant I think there's about 2 weeks difference. So I obviously like being pregnant during this time of year. Yeah, so, and we are currently 17 weeks pregnant. 17 weeks? Are we 17 weeks? Where's my phone? Oh, it's charging. Nearly 18 maybe. 18 weeks, maybe Thursday. See, this is the thing with your second pregnancy. With your first pregnancy, you're like, oh yeah, I'm 10 weeks pregnant plus 2 days and 5 hours. With this pregnancy, I haven't got a blooming clue. I feel sorry for this baby already because I just keep forgetting I'm pregnant because I've got a toddler to look after. So I'm pretty sure we're 18 weeks pregnant on Thursday, give or take. And I just thought it'd be really interesting to compare the two journeys so far with last time's pregnancy and this time's pregnancy. Oh, first of all, can I just apologise for, I'm not going to apologise for not having any makeup on actually, because that's really rubbish. I don't have makeup on today for a real reason, not through laziness. It's because I've been an absolute idiot, and whilst trying to take my contact lenses out, I pinched what I thought was my contact lens to pull. If you're squeamish, you might want to turn the volume down. I actually pinched what I now know, because the optician has told me, is the skin of my eyeball, and I pulled and it pinged back. So I've really damaged, well not really damaged, but I've really bruised my eye around here. It's given me a bit of jip. I'm in a lot of pain. Looking at a screen is aggravating it and making it quite dry. But the good news is my vision is okay, and it will get a bit less painful within a week, hopefully, fingers crossed. So just want to let you know, if you're seeing a bit of a red eye, it's this one. Don't know if you can see it. It's a bit red and it's a bit disgusting. Anyway, back to it. So yeah, I thought it was going to be really nice to vlog my pregnancy journey, but I thought I'd start with this one because this pregnancy journey already has been so much different to the first one being a normal time to be living in. At the moment, if you're watching this in the future, it is middle of July time, and we are about 110 or something days into a lockdown because of the coronavirus pandemic. We fell pregnant very early into that lockdown. I think it was like 2 weeks into the lockdown or something like that. So the first trimester of my pregnancy compared to the pregnancy before has been totally different. So pregnancy before, I would call up, I think I was probably about 4 or 5 weeks, I think, with Holly. And I called up and I was like, oh, I'm pregnant, what do I do? Yeah, call the birthing centre, they will book you in for a kind of like a consultation to take down all your details, go through all your family history, that kind of hour-long chat that you have with your midwife first of all. First difference was that was not face-to-face. They were doing no face-to-face appointments, so it was all over the phone. So I spent like an hour and a half, I think, on the phone to the midwife. Just she was getting everything down, all my particulars, blah, 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 blah. And she said, right, so you will now have an appointment at 10 weeks. Now the difference for me, because I was probably 10 weeks, obviously about maybe 2 months into the lockdown, by this point things had started to change a little bit, luckily. So I could go in and have my 10-week appointment. They would actually see me. I don't know what they did actually before, but she said all the other appointments were over the phone, which is quite strange, isn't it? So I don't know what they did with like blood tests and urine samples and things, but at 10 weeks, I was then able to go in and we had a face-to-face, but it was all so strange. It was all so clinical. They were all obviously covered in PPE. They had masks on. At this point, didn't have to actually wear a mask myself in there, but I did. My mum had made some and I did because I just wanted to be respectful, and I knew that they would probably be getting a bit close. So I wore my mum's homemade mask. Then what happened? So with Holly then, I would get the letter through to say you've got your first scan at our local big hospital, which is obviously your 12-week scan. And we went in together and it was wonderful, and we experienced the scan together. Not so much this time. So I was told by the midwife over the phone when I actually registered kind of the pregnancy with her that your husbands and partners aren't allowed into the scan, which I'm massively lucky, because we had a normal process with Holly, so we've been through it, and I can't imagine how hard it is for first-time mums and dads to not have that experience this time. Again, I guess they're not missing out because they don't know what it's like. But I just my heart breaks a bit for them. So we've been so lucky, but at the same time, it still was really sad, because we've decided going to be our last pregnancy. We probably can't afford 3 children. 3 children changes everything: house, car. And for us, our money-wise, 3 children, it would just be too much. So we've kind of made the decision that we're going to be a lovely family of 4. Please God, all goes well. So as much as we had that wonderful experience with Holly, we're not going to get that again this time. So, which makes me quite sad actually, because Chris couldn't come in for the scan. The other reason that made me quite nervous is that I have the pregnancy before Holly, we suffered a miscarriage at 7 weeks. So I'm sure anybody who suffered a miscarriage will tell you that every pregnancy after that is worrying and is a bit scary and is a bit frightening. And in my head, I just thought, oh my gosh, what if I have a miscarriage and it's bad news and he's not there with me? And so I started to get a bit panicky, but it all was fine. They were wonderful. So the process was that you had to drive into the car park, give them a call when you were there, and then when they were ready to see you, they would come down to your car and take you in, and then you had to, actually no, not at this point, we didn't have to wear a face mask actually at this point, but I did again. I wore a face mask again, a face covering, not a face mask. And luckily for us, we weren't waiting very long at all. When I rang, she said, oh yeah, we're free now, so we'll come down. If you come down, I'll meet you at the front door. So I met her at the front door, we went in. It was all very normal-ish for this time of life at the moment. Everybody covered in PPE, obviously. But it was fine, everything was fine with the baby. We did one great big check that it was just one baby and not twins. And it was actually quite nice to then go back into the car and say to Chris, do you want to see your little baby? So that was quite nice, but very, very strange and very, very different. And I guess those have been the 2 main differences this time so far. I'm sure we're going to come up a cropper with loads of other changes. Who knows when they're going to lift it so that Chris can actually come into the next scan with me. I guess our next scan is going to be a 20-week scan. Because of my BMI, I've got additional scans at, I want to say 26 and 32 weeks. Something like that. I got those appointments through today. So hopefully he'll be coming with me then. But then also what worries me is, what if we have a second wave of this? And all the stuff in the media at the moment that is just, I know the media sprouts rubbish, but everything in the media that I'm reading is saying stuff like, if we have a winter spike, it's going to be even worse. That fills me with a little bit of fear, I won't lie. The thought of potentially not having Chris in the delivery room with me, oh my goodness me, scares the bejesus out of me. But I know that some people have been able to have their partners in, even in like when it was at its worst, they could be there for the delivery, but then they had to go. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens, and just ride with it. I think, you know, it's going to be a very, very strange time. Something to tell the baby when it's older. You were born in the craziest times known to man. So yeah, that's been the main differences, has been not so much face-to-face contact. I know when I registered my, when I did my 10-week check, the midwife said, well, things are starting to lift now, and your 16-week check, we can see you face-to-face. Whereas before, that was actually phone call. So I had my 16-week check last week. We listened to the baby's heartbeat, which was lovely. Again, all covered in PPE, and I actually had to wear a face mask then. So that's mandatory. By that point, that was mandatory for hospitals and birthing centres and doctors and surgeries, etc. So they had face masks there, which was lovely. So if you didn't have your own, you could have one of their disposable ones, which was great. Listened to the baby, all was well. But she did say that my next appointment, I can't remember when it is, is going to be on the phone. So there's kind of like, it's happening like this at the moment. I'm not really sure what's going on, and the future is a little bit daunting, and we're in limbo a little bit, aren't we? We'll just have to, like I say, ride with the times and hope that all of this goes away pretty sharpish, so that mums and new dads can get back to normality a little bit and experience what pregnancy and labour and, you know, everything like that should be like. So weird old times, eh? Anyway, very short video just to say those are the differences I found so far in my first trimester into a little bit of my second trimester. I keep you updated with stuff moving forward as well. But if you're pregnant right now and you don't know what's going to happen midwife wise or appointments wise, I would say call your midwives. They are amazing. I have the most respect for midwives, and especially at the moment, if you're feeling a little bit nervy, a little bit jumpy, just give them a ring and have a chat with them and say, right, how is this going to work with everything that's going on at the moment? They'll be so happy to chat you through everything. I hope you found this video useful if you are pregnant, early stages of pregnancy, and are going to be going through the first trimester. Like I say, everything changes at the moment on a daily basis though, doesn't it? So hopefully when you're coming up to a 12-week scan, you know, dads or partners may be allowed in with you. And also what I would say is this is what's going on in my county, which is probably going to be different to your county if you're watching somewhere else. So ring your midwives, have a chat, and just try to keep that stress down as much as you can. It's a stressful enough time at the moment for new mums to be, and you just don't want to add to that stress. So if you found this video useful, I would love it if you give me a big thumbs up, just to let me know that you like what I'm putting out there. That would be great. Click on subscribe if you want to get a little notifications to when I've put a video up, hoping to do one a week at the moment. And share my video with all your friends, all your colleagues, your dogs, poodles, anybody who will sit and watch me. I would love it. So yeah, thank you for coming back and watching. Hope to see you soon on the next video that I'm going to do, and I will bid you adieu and say happy July. Mwah.